Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Perfect Bag. My name's Clint, and I'm always excited, but today, super hyped because I get to bring you a first look at this gorgeous bag from Mission Workshop. This is the Meridian. I've just got done testing it, just wrapped, got home, took it on a trip, went to a national park, Indiana Dunes, if you haven't been, pretty cool. Overnight, did some daily coffee shop stuff, got to know the bag. And I'm ready to tell y'all all about it. But first, you know what we do on this channel. We do one-take bag reviews. What's a one-take bag review? Me, you. This bag, a straight shot review, no edits, all just some friends talking about bags. That's what it's all about. Interior walkthrough, exterior walkthrough coming your way next. We're going to get into all the nooks and crannies of this bag, super detailed. At the end of that, you will always get from me two things that I love about the bag and two things that could be better. Let's do this thing. Wow. First off, we're going to talk about Mission Workshop. So, Mission Workshop is a brand that I really, really like for a couple of reasons. Let's talk history first. So, did you know that Mission Workshop has been around for, gosh, it's about 16 years? Something like that. 15 years? Something like that. But before that, the founder of Mission Workshop founded Chrome. That's right. So if you've always thought to yourself, man, there seems to be an absurd number of cool bag companies in San Francisco, you're not wrong, but you can trace the DNA back to some starting points. And also you can trace the DNA back to a cool city with a lot of bike messengers. That all being said, Mission Workshop, great history, and some commitments that I really enjoy as well. Commitment number one, quality. We're going to talk about that in this review. And then commitment number two, made in the USA. Not cheap to do. Not cheap to do. They've always done it. High quality gear, made in the USA, warranted, all that stuff. And throughout all of that, they have continued to innovate. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I've got a couple of Mission Workshop bags. I've got a Vandal, which I think might be the first bag they ever made. I've got a green Vandal. It's super cool. I still haven't done a review on that. Crazy. I've got a bag that I have called many times on this channel my most used bag. It's the Mission Workshop Drift. A rake, R-H-A-K-E, more on that in a second. And then a rucksack, which was a collaboration with After School Projects. Great bag. Great bag. Mission Workshop, bring that bag back. All right. Wow. So, what is my favorite Mission Workshop bag ever? Well, it's been the Drift. That's been a great bag. The rake, I made a short calling the rake the best looking backpack ever. And I still stand by that. I love that bag. Just gorgeous. And it's so tall. It's so nice. What a great EDC laptop bag. But that rake, man, it's a roll top. Your boy doesn't love roll tops. Roll tops, flap tops, cinch tops. Like, I'm way too old to have to solve puzzles to get into my gear. But, look, it's a panel loader. And if you'll scroll through Mission Workshop's page, you'll notice a lack of panel loaders. So we are closing a gap in the lineup with this bag, and we're doing it with style, some aplomb, some pastiche. Gorgeous bag. Gorgeous bag. All right, so I think it's time to talk about exterior, and then y'all know we're going to camera 2 for the interior. We got a lot to talk about, including these suckers, like the elephant in the room, right? Like what differentiates this bag, because there's a lot of panel loaders in the universe. These suckers. All right, so This is EPX 200. In my newsletter this week, I talk about what is EPX. Short version, EPX is a laminated sailcloth fabric using recycled ingredients, recycled components. But it's a 3-ply, it's waterproof, it's lightweight, it's all the rage. The kids love it, and it is a really excellent fabric. It's like next generation X-Pack is the way I think about it. And so it's a gorgeous bag. It comes in 3 colors at launch. You can get gray, olive, or black. This is obviously the olive colorway. There's AquaGuard zippers throughout this sucker, all over the place. And you can see right off the bat, we'll get into this pocket here in a little bit, that the front facade of this bag includes a little eave here protecting the front pocket. We'll talk about that pocket here in a little bit, and some extra stitching defining that pocket, but also creating and breaking up the flat front of the bag, which I think is a really good thing, because just flat, plain fronted bags, I've got a couple of them, not my favorite. And Mission Workshop isn't the kind of company to toss a bunch of molly and hook and loop on the front of their bag. That's not them. That's not who they are. We're talking more sleek, futuristic, modern design, not tactical. All right. I think it's time to flip around here, because when we flip around, you're going to see one of the defining features of this bag. Here we go. It's a new harness. It's a new harness for Mission Workshop. There's a lot going on here that we're going to have to look in camera 2 for, but for right now, suffice to say, really nice padding on these harness. The cut, I like the cut of their jib. The cut is really comfortable to wear, and this luggage pass-through is the padding on the back of the bag, and architecturally it's really cool looking, but comfort-wise it's actually just a really comfortable bag to wear under load and for long distances and long time periods. Again, I tested this bag not for weeks at a time, because I know y'all wanted to see the video. I tested this video on one trip to a national park with some hiking and some overnight travel and some, coffee shops and the ilk. All right. On the side here, you'll see an attachment point and an attachment point. Bring your own carabiner. That's mine. It didn't come with the bag. You have a 1-inch nylon grab handle up top. You've got some attachment points with some subtle branding on the actual strap itself, and then a Duraflex sternum strap. Thank you, Mission Workshop, for not doing Fidlock sternum strap. Duraflex, much better in my humble opinion. But I guess we can't go any further without talking about these sidecars. This is the new proprietary attachment system for Mission Workshop. And I would not be surprised to see it hitting multiple bags in the lineup moving forward, which is an exciting thing, because it's excellent. And I've gone on record as saying modular systems pretty much suck. Anything that is overly fussy that could have just been solved with pockets to begin with kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of modular designs. I'm not a fan of ecosystems, but I might have to swallow my words, because the real problem with ecosystems, I was just fiddling with hub pouches and crap on alpaca bags. The real problem with those ecosystems is they're usually unnecessarily complex in order to, and I don't know, maybe this isn't fair to say, but to justify a patent and to lock you in, because if you just use Molly, then you can just buy Amazon bags and pouches. And so the overly fussy nature, the overly complex nature of these ecosystems has put me off in the past. But this one, it ain't complex. And I'm going to show it to you in camera 1, but then we're going to immediately get into camera number 2, because I think you got to see it up close. So look-see here. Right here, there's a little pull tab, and you pull it, and it unhooks the hook and loop, and then you slide it out. And this is a rigid board, and there is just a slip pocket right here. It's not a pocket, it's a sleeve. And so you just slide in, and then you stuff the hook and loop up there. It's a simple idea. Don't know why nobody else is doing that or has done that, but they haven't. Patent pending. It literally says patent pending on the pouches. That's really enjoyable. And then you've got gravity pulling down on the pouch to keep it from releasing. And then that is a really long slider. That is a really long stab in, and it's not going to come loose. And it never jostled around. The other problem with Molly pouches has always been that they kind of hang off the side of the bag. You can tell that they are not part of the bag. Not so with these. No air gap. It's really tight. All right, let's do it. I got to show you this bag more up close and personal. We'll look at the land speeder system. That's what it's called, the land speeder system. And then we're going to get into the interior of the bag. Let's do it. Camera 2. Here we are in camera 2. And look, I brought a friend. It's a land speeder. What does this evoke for you? For me, it evokes a lot of childhood memories, but check how slim and svelte the land speeder is, and check out how fast it is blazing across the desert on Tatooine. So yeah, I can see it. Can you see it? I can see it. All right. Boom. Beautiful bag. Beautiful bag. I hope you think so too. I really, so when I first saw the bag without the sidecars, without these land speeder pouches, I thought to myself, interesting. Does it feel like a Mission Workshop bag? The more I got to play with it, yeah, it absolutely feels like a Mission Workshop bag. And it's that level of quality and that level of fun. And there's a couple of kind of fun zones within the bag that I can't wait to show you and talk about. But first, we have to dwell. And what do we have to dwell on? Well, we have to dwell on this really, really innovative pouch system. And I got to tell you about your options with this pouch system too. So this is the larger pouch. And, you know, I forget the exact dimensions, and your boy doesn't really do exact dimensions, but check it out next to this water bottle here. You're talking about adding like 1.5 liters to 2 liters with each of these pouches. Exact dimensions, as always, on the Mission Workshop site. Link in the video description. All the links that you'll ever need in life are in the video description. But check this pouch out. You've got a slimmer option too that you can get, or you can add bottle pockets. And I know what you're thinking. Adding bottle pockets always sucks. No, with this system, it's not going to suck. I don't have those to show you today, but imagine just slipping your bottle in here. And by the way, you could just slip a bottle into this one just as easily. This larger pouch could hold a bottle pocket or a bottle with no problem. If you didn't want the open one, you wanted that functionality to be preserved, to pouch it up. All right, so I said I was going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. This is me reaching up and grabbing. Do you see this little nib in my hand? That little tuggable thing, it's normally underneath, never hangs out below the bag, but when you pull it out, it's just hook and loop, releases, super easy, because it's just that much hook and loop. If it was more than that, it would grab and it would be an exercise in frustration at times. It's just one little strip of hook and loop, and then you just zoop, slide the pouch up, and you can see how good the bag looks without that there. This largely just disappears into the bag visually. And let me show you what this looks like on the back, and you can see patent pending. Don't try and copy this, y'all. Patent pending. This is the land speeder system. Hard card. It just does that, and you can see that's the tug strip. Super innovative, super, super easy to use. What did I use my pouch for? It's time to get into this thing, right? It's time to talk about pockets. pockets and pouches, pouches and pockets. I put my gimbal in there. I went and filmed some walks for my other channel, The Perfect Walk, up at Indiana Dunes National Park. And I put in a cord battery backup combo. Yeah, so inside this pouch, you've got a big open pocket and one stretch mesh pocket. So you can use this for whatever the heck you want to use it for. No issues at all with that, including a bottle if you wanted to. Fits just fine, no issue at all. So it's literally as simple as that. And you can see here what's happening when you slide the system back in. Slip, okay? And then you take this and just shove it underneath. And Bob's your uncle, your pouch is back on. That is not only super innovative, it's super simple. Again, the thing I don't like about modular systems is when they're fussy and complex. This is the opposite of fussy and complex. And look how tightly this cleaves to the side of the bag. I mean, if you push, you can see, but there you go. That is really, really tight. Looks built in. And that's all you want from a side pouch, that it looks built in. Okay, wow. I think we had to spend a lot of time on that because it really is the defining feature of this bag, is this land speeder system. You can buy the bag without. You can buy the bag without the pouches. We'll talk pricing here in a little bit at the end of the video. But you can see you've got this little rubberized strip right here that does say Mission Workshop on it. Very subtle. You can barely see it. You've got a little bit of branding on the pouches themselves over here. I think it's time. No, not yet. We're not getting into the pockets yet because I do have to show you the harness. And I wanted to show it to you in great detail as we do everything on this channel. A super easy sternum strap movement system involving snaps. I love snaps. Man, I love snaps. I love snaps. And you just move it up to the level that you want. The second level worked really great for me. Here's the little rubberized attachment points. But really, what I wanted to show you, I mean, the harness, you can tell it's a very comfortable harness. Can't you tell by looking at it? Look at that. But I wanted to show you this. This is the back panel here. And it's super cushioned and super comfortable with this kind of cell foam that you can see, not cell phone, cell foam that you can see through. The mesh looks cool as heck. But then when you turn the bag over here, you can see that it's also your luggage pass-through. Elegant. An elegant solution. A smart and elegant solution. Like, kudos. Really, really nice. And it's the same thing that I would say about these pouches. A smart and elegant solution. Not overly complex, but clearly modern and with intentional design. And yeah, nice job. Nice job. All right, time to do pockets. We got to start with this front pocket, right? It's right in our face. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Another thing that I have not liked in my career, looking at bags, touring the world of bags, reviewing bags, is rain flaps. I don't like rain flaps. Why do you make the zipper so hard to get to, rain flaps? What are you doing? Well, just like my mind has been changed by this particular bag on modular pouches, my mind has been changed on rain flaps because this is a different kind of rain flap. It's just a flap. It doesn't have these frustrating end pieces that are tied down and sewn down like you see on so many bags where you have to stick your finger up in here to try and get to the... No, the whole thing just moves out of the way. It's nice. It's simple. It flaps right back down, covers the pocket, flows water off. But it's not one of those like, let me see if I can get my hand in here to grab this tiny nib of a zipper. No, and then you've got this heat shrunk zipper pull. Looks really nice, really classy. And we finally open the pocket. What do we have here? Well, I was kind of confused about what I was going to use this pocket for when I first got the bag. Until I realized, oh, dummy, make that your quick access pocket. Because there is no quick access pocket up top here. And we'll talk here in a second about why that's a good thing. But if you put a quick access pocket right here, you'd have a pocket pouch just hanging down into the main compartment of the bag, which would be a floppy mess. And this bag is anything but a floppy mess. It is a super tight fortress. We open up this bag, you see the gray rip stop, hard word to say for me. And then you can see I've tossed in a little EDC cord, flashlight, pocket knife, and car keys. All right, so really easy pocket to access. It is on the front of your bag. If you're worried about your quick access being on the front of your bag, don't worry, there's another option that I thought I was going to use as my quick access, but I converted to this because it was just really nice to use. So this flap visually breaks up the bag, functions as a really nice rain flap, and is not difficult to use or reach around or any of that. So A+ for that pocket, super useful, super good. And we've got to get into the front panel pocketing of this bag. And I'm just going to open it up and let you look for a second. This is almost full clamshell. You can see we're like 3 inches short of full clamshell, but close enough. Take a peek. All right, hopefully you can already see some cool innovation going on here and a layout that makes a whole shit pot full of sense. Pardon my French, a whole lot of sense. Like, I have been really urging manufacturers to stop it with stupid admin panels, to stop it with unnecessary pocketing. And instead, I think that the perfect dimension of pocket is like a 5x7. And if you're a longtime viewer of this channel, you know that I've said that many times. Like, what we carry, our large phones, our EDC wallets, our battery backups, our notepads, like everything fits in this kind of 5x7. And don't just make your pockets out of the liner of the bag and stitch on something and call it a day. No, don't do that. Instead, use stretch mesh. We have these incredible fabrics nowadays. Use them. They're better. That's what we've got here. This is gorgeous. It's super intentional. It's really well laid out. And it functions whether you're going to use this bag as EDC or as travel. It functions really, really well. So in this pocket, look, battery backup. Love this freaking thing. In this pocket, my Green Room 136 Tuna 10. Love that thing. Then you have a middle hung, really nice metal carabiner for keys, for AirPods. I've got my AirPods and a little USB-C hung in there. And then right here, one pin pocket, large enough for 2 Sharpies for me. And then look at this touch right here. That's really smart. So what are they doing right there? They're acknowledging that you may put an uncapped pin in there. They're acknowledging that you may, they're keeping you, protecting you from yourself. Number one, this is going to get a lot of wear and tear as you slide things in, and this little slick fabric here is going to glide things into the pocket, but it's also going to prevent you marking up the interior of your bag. It's a pocket protector. Yeah, super nice. And then this is middle hung here, just looks crisp. It's good. It's really good. And we open up this pocket here, and I don't normally carry 2 pocket knives and 2 flashlights, but I did want to show you that this is a secondary option for an EDC pocket, okay? So you've got this pocket here that you can use for EDC as well. You could just leave this part open, and then when you open up the top of the bag, it's just one zipper in to your quick access pocket. So if you leave your zippers centered here, that's your quick access pocket, and you can reach in and get your things that you want quick access to. So I did want to show you that that's another option. It also zips up just fine, and it's got this gray ripstop, and this pocket runs to this seam right here. So really, really good, effective pocket, no bells and whistles. And then down at the bottom, you've got another stretch mesh pocket. I've put in here my notebook and pen. So what can we say? Well, we can say that this is all a win. This is all really good. We like this. Super smart layout. And that's a strength of Mission Workshop as a company. There's nothing extra in there. There's only what makes sense and what their user today needs. It's good. All right. Time to open up the main compartment of the bag, the main event. And are we clamshelling? We are clamshelling. We're full clamshelling. We're doing that thing. Yep. And you can see here, right here, Mission Workshop, made in the USA. All right. So, fresh off a trip, let me pull out some junk here. Just my AirPods, wash pouch, packing cube. It's a one-day trip, so it's not a super packed out packing cube. First aid kit. Stress ball. And what are you left with? Nothing. Nothing. This is a large pouch. The bag is a 26-liter bag. And you can see the depth of this pouch is kind of mimics the depth of these land speeders. So the depth of this main compartment needs to match the width of the land speeder unit. And it does nicely. It's a big giant pouch. Big giant cavernous space. And very easily, you can slide all kinds of packing cubes into this, meaning that this 26-liter bag is also a viable choice for travel. And I gotta say, it feels like 30. That's my verdict on the size. It feels more like a 30-liter bag. I've got a lot of self-purported 26-liter bags. Feels like 30. That's not a bad thing either, because the bag is freaking light as heck. And so to have a little bit of extra space that you did not expect, yep, pretty useful and pretty good, and thankful to have it. Here's the handle, by the way. All right, let's open this sucker up because it's time to take a look at the laptop section of the bag, the last section to look at. And what do we have? Well, you can see the zip does not go very far down, which is good for a tech compartment. It is top loading rather than side loading. And I want to show you, you have a cushioned neoprene laptop sleeve. I've got a 13-inch MacBook Pro in here. This easily would fit a 15-inch laptop, maybe even a 17, but you'd be, yeah. I'll have to look at the site and see if they recommend a 17. A 15 is no problem at all, like none. All right, you also have a tablet pocket down here. And so let me pull out my 11-inch iPad Pro and just show you, it's just a slip pocket here. You could use it for magazines, folders, notebooks, etc., but shines as a tablet sleeve. Then you've got a drop pocket on the front if you want to slip anything slim and skinny into here. And pull out the MacBook. You can see it's just a really well done laptop sleeve. So what do you have in the tech compartment? A compartment for your tech. And it's well built, it's well cushioned, it's gorgeous. There's zero flaws with that laptop sleeve section. Okay. Well, this is a pretty glowing review because this is a pretty damn good bag. Yeah, it is. All right, two things that I love about the bag. You can probably figure out thing number one. For the first time ever, I like a modular system. This is good. I hope they add it. Like, it is so good. I hope they add it to all their bags, and I hope they come up with a few new pouches over time. But that thing is great. Functions really well. I was glad for the extra space. You could put your DOP kit in one of these. You could put your camera kit in one of those. I put my gimbal in one of those. Yeah. Yeah, super, super good. Here, little first aid. Yeah, so first thing I really, really appreciate about this bag is actually the accessories. I don't think I've ever done that before, because usually I'm like, what are you doing? But what are you doing? This is awesome. Yeah. And by the way, Velcro, super simple. So easy. Why overcomplicate life? All right. So that's thing number one. The dang land speeder system. Thank you, land speeder, for being the second coolest vehicle in the Star Wars universe. After the B-Wing, of course. All right. The land speeder system is dope. Like, it is totally, totally amazing. The second thing I really appreciate and love about this bag, this very intentional, very thoughtful, very well laid out front compartment. I love everything about it. I literally wouldn't change a thing. Love the stretch mesh. Love the 5x7s. Love the slip pocket up here that can double as a quick access if you want to. Love the metal carabiner. Love the look. Slip pocket for pins, but also appropriately sized for other things. Yeah. Bravo. This is good. Like, really, really, really good. Okay. Two things that could be better about the bag. I always do it, no matter how much I like the bag. First thing, out of everything that is just so freaking excellent on this bag, the only thing that doesn't feel as freaking excellent is this. I would have liked, you all know I obsess over grab handles. Just obsess. I would have liked a slightly nicer handle. And I know this does the job and it's simple, but I would have liked something that felt a little bit, just a little cushioning. Because under load, because you can pack the hell out of this bag. We just talked about it. You can load out 2 land speeder pouches. It feels more like a 30-liter bag than a 26-liter bag. You can load the hell out of this thing. And so under weight, a padded handle up here, I think would have been nice. And then the second thing that I think could be better about this bag, even though it was a very intentional choice by Mission Workshop, like, they made this thing intentionally an open space where you can put in packing cubes or whatever else you want. I would have done just one other thing. And maybe they'll add it. Maybe they'll think it's a good idea. All it takes to add docking stations for these really cool pouches is a piece of fabric. So a piece of fabric in here to where you could mount a bottle pocket inside here, or do 2 pouches on the inside here if you wanted to. Like, if they had even done 4 pieces of fabric in here, you could have multiple mounting options, or even a band that went across on the inside here that would allow you to mount these pouches inside the bag. Yeah, just a simple idea. Just a simple idea, but I'm so obsessed with these dang things that I want to see them. I want to see options. Like, give me mounting options for this cool new thing that you have created. All right, y'all, that's it. That's the bag. It's very good. We got to talk about price. Mission Workshop, up towards the top of the range for bags. They're very well built. And you got to remember, the company's located in San Francisco, California, literally the most expensive place to put your company, probably in the entire world. Now, they didn't start that way, right? They grew up, the market grew up, the town grew up. It all became very expensive. But it is what it is. You want to buy a bag made in the USA, designed in the USA, company committed to the USA, small workshop kind of situation, but still get the best dang gear in the universe. You're going to pay for it. The bag itself is $385 as of the shooting of this review. And then these pouches are like 60 bucks. There's a little variation. There's 3 different sizes of pouches. Remember, a large one, a small one, which again, they're the same size overall, but they do get slimmer. And then the bottle pocket as well. So as you play around with that, you can build the configuration that you want, meaning that you could put a bottle pocket on one side and a slim pouch on the other side. And again, Mission Workshop, you could put, I mean, obviously these are pouches. You can just toss them in here, but how cool would it be? How cool would it feel to mount that in there? Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, you can buy different kit setups. This setup is kit 3, which is the bag itself and 2 large pouches. But you don't get a bundling discount for that. So remember that there is the option of doing like an olive bag with black land speeder pouches or gray land speeder pouches, or a gray pack with olive pouches. Like, you can mix and match a little bit if that is your want. Y'all, it's a cool bag. Let me show you the bag just without the pouches really quick. Just show you what it looks like. Yeah. So this is the profile of the bag without the pouches. If you wanted to buy it without, I think it's worth showing you that, because some of you will want that rather than the pouched up bag. But I think it looks so much more unique and so much dang cooler with pouches a go. Yeah, that is cool as heck. All right. Wow. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me for this review. Team at Mission Workshop, thank you for getting me one of these bags to review and put to use. It's great stuff. Appreciate the partnership. Everybody, the love and support you provide the channel means the world to me. If you want to see ways to support the channel, check it out in the video description. Sign up for the newsletter, join the subreddit, and think about becoming a member for as little as 99 cents. That's it for this review, everybody. It's time for me to wear this bag for your viewing enjoyment. And wow, Mission Workshop, no roll top, no flap top, no expandable situation. It is new to your lineup, and it is very, very, very good. In fact, this might crack my new best laptop bag list. Spoiler alert, it's going to crack my new best laptop bag list. But that top 10 list is coming out soon. All right, y'all. Wow, what a beauty. What a beauty. That's it for now. See you next time. Thank you.